Consider this for a moment. What if every single step of your journey, every silent victory, and every crushing heartbreak was never a coincidence? In the Buddhist tradition, chance is an illusion. There is a hidden, deeper thread weaving through your life, binding every event into a profound tapestry. If you stay with me until the end of this video, you will discover how this ancient wisdom uncovers the ultimate truth behind why things happen exactly the way they do. Let us take this journey of clarity together and find the unshakable inner peace you have been searching for by understanding one simple reality. Nothing in this universe happens by accident. The law of impermanence. This is the sacred art of moving with a world that never stands still. Let us recognize the truth. Absolute stability. The very thing we so desperately crave does not exist in the natural world. Everything around us is in a state of constant, sacred motion. The shifting seasons outside your window, the rise and fall of your emotions, the evolution of your relationships, and even the invisible life of the cells within your own body. Buddhism calls this fundamental reality Anicca, the law of impermanence. It is the most undeniable truth of human existence. Our suffering never comes from change itself. It begins the exact moment we fight it. We desperately cling to joyful moments, begging them to stay, and we close our hearts in resistance when the dark seasons arrive. But life is a great river. True wisdom isn't about building dams to stop the flow. It is about learning to navigate your canoe gracefully within the current. Look at the world of nature. A river never fights to freeze its shape. It gracefully bends around sharp rocks and continues its journey. A tree sheds its leaves in autumn without grief, panic, or a sense of tragedy. Deep down, it remembers that winter is merely a necessary prelude to a new spring. We too can learn this grace. We can choose to let go of what has already served its purpose, trusting completely in every transition. For every loss is merely preparing the ground for your next spiritual awakening. Embracing the law of impermanence is where your true freedom begins. It allows you to deeply savor and appreciate the present moment, without poisoning it with the paralyzing fear of loss. This knowledge gives you the strength to stand tall during difficult crises, knowing with absolute certainty, this too shall pass. If change is the only constant law, then your current struggle is just a single chapter, not the final destination of your book. True peace does not come from hiding from the storms of life. It comes from learning to move with them. The moment you stop fighting reality and surrender to the flow, a deep, unshakable inner calm takes root, a calm that no external chaos can ever take away. Cause and effect. How the invisible law of karma directs every single day of our lives. Remember this, there is no room for blind coincidence in this universe. Every decision you make, every fleeting thought, and every quietly spoken word sets off a powerful chain reaction in the quantum field of the world, even if you cannot see the immediate result. This is the essence of karma, one of the foundational pillars of Buddhist thought, and it is crucial to discard Western myths here. Karma is not a divine punishment, nor is it a reward for good behavior handed down by a vengeful judge. It is a pure, objective law of nature, as precise and unyielding as the law of gravity. All of our internal and external expressions generate a specific energy that, sooner or later, returns to its source. Imagine throwing a stone into the mirror-like surface of a mountain lake. Ripples instantly expand in all directions, altering the state of the entire surface. In the exact same way, our actions create subtle vibrations that rewrite both our own destiny and the lives of those walking beside us. Some consequences catch up with us immediately. Others require years or decades to mature in the shadows. But the law remains absolute. No action ever vanishes without a trace. Furthermore, karma begins long before you commit a physical act. It originates in the space of your mind. If a person, day after day, feeds a hidden resentment, envy, or toxic anger, even if they wear a mask of politeness on the outside, this destructive energy still slowly poisons them from within, building a heavy, gray reality around them. Conversely, the one who consciously cultivates compassion, honesty, and mental fortitude amidst chaos automatically creates an invisible shield of safety and peace. The quality of your thoughts today is the architecture of your life tomorrow. Sometimes it feels as though this world is completely unfair. We see those who act dishonestly prosper, while noble people face an avalanche of trials. It looks like a paradox, doesn't it? But Buddhism offers a clear answer. Karma never operates linearly. It is very much like planting seeds. Some sprout within days, while others require long months to bear their first fruit. The key is to realize that every step you take has inevitable consequences, whether you see them right now or not. Moreover, the law of karma is a manifesto of 100% personal responsibility. We love to blame our failures on external circumstances, the system, or people from our past. But if we look deep inside, it becomes obvious. Our own past choices have brought us to the exact point where we stand today. And this is not a reason for self-blame or guilt. This understanding gives you true power. If you created this reality yourself, it means you have the power to rewrite it by redirecting your thoughts and actions onto the right path. In the Buddhist tradition, there is a profound parable. A disciple asked his master why some people are born into deep poverty while others rise to the pinnacle of success. Why do some seem favored by fortune while others never escape crisis? The teacher replied very simply, if you plant apple seeds, you will harvest apples. If you sow a thorny weed, you will receive thorns. Our life today is the sum total of a vast number of past actions, and the decisions you make at this very second lay the foundation for your future. Karma is not fatalism, nor is it a prison sentence of destiny. We are not locked in a cage of rigid fate. We rewrite our script with every new choice. Even if you made heavy mistakes in the past and caused pain to yourself or others, you always have the chance to reset and begin acting with greater wisdom. There are three primary channels through which we create our karma: our thoughts, our words, and our physical actions, and each of them powerfully impacts the world around us. A hidden negative thought may seem trivial, but if you begin to feed it regularly, it quickly transforms into toxic words and then into concrete, destructive actions. But it works beautifully in reverse. A focus on love and gratitude completely alters your speech and behavior, creating perfect harmony around you. Bringing awareness into the present moment is the best way to track your karma in real time. If you begin to honestly analyze your patterns, you will quickly notice the regularities that repeatedly force you to step onto the same path of suffering. For instance, if you are accustomed to reacting to every unexpected crisis with rage, you automatically create a toxic field around yourself and attract even more conflict. But if you meet a problem with a calm mind and deep understanding, you instantly break this vicious cycle and shift into a cleaner reality. And do not forget, karma is not just your personal story. It has a collective scale. Your decisions directly ripple outward to your family, your friends, and society as a whole. By cultivating generosity and empathy within yourself, you don't just change your own life. You make this world a little better for everyone. Another crucial element of karma is your true intention. It is one thing to help someone for recognition or personal gain, and quite another to do it from a pure heart with no hidden agenda. The physical action may look identical, but the energetic charge of these two deeds will be fundamentally different. This is precisely why Buddhism places such a strict emphasis on the purity of motivation. Behind each of us lies a heavy baggage of diverse experiences and old habits that have shaped our personality. However, your past holds no absolute power over you. Every new day is a blank slate and an opportunity to sow the right seeds. It matters not how many times you have stumbled before. You can always restart the system. Do you want to transform your karma? Begin with micro steps. Be a little gentler in your speech, act with integrity, and help those who are weaker without demanding anything in return. These gestures may seem ordinary, but they possess a powerful domino effect. Just as a tiny drop creates ripples across an entire lake, any kind act you perform triggers global, positive changes. Karma constantly reminds us, we are the directors of our own lives. We cannot control the weather or global crises, but we always choose how we respond. Every decision is your chance to step toward a more conscious and fulfilled life. By understanding the law of cause and effect, you cease to be a victim of circumstances and finally take the wheel of your own destiny. This approach does not just return control of your destiny to your hands, it gives you an incredible sense of inner peace and confidence. Accepting karma allows you to view any experience, even the most painful one, as a powerful spiritual catalyst. Instead of crying out, "Why is this happening to me?" you begin to ask, "What skill is this situation trying to teach me?" With this mindset, every obstacle transforms into a valuable lesson that makes you stronger and brings you closer to a profound understanding of life's laws. Ultimately, everything you project into this world returns to you. It is neither a punishment nor a random gift from fate. It is the pure mathematics of your own choices. When you live with this truth in mind, you begin to act with far greater wisdom, building harmony and well-being around you. Let us speak of attachment and suffering, and learn the art of letting go. Buddhism states directly, the root of all our mental suffering is attachment. We hold on with a death grip to people, possessions, emotions, and even to certain illusions within our own minds, naively believing that these things guarantee our happiness. But remember, nothing in this world is permanent, and the moment the object of our desire changes or vanishes, we are consumed by deep pain. The ultimate trap of attachment is that it makes us slaves to external circumstances. We begin to sincerely believe that without this specific relationship, without this job, or without a certain level of income, we are vulnerable and cannot be happy. But when you anchor your inner peace to things you cannot control, you guarantee your own suffering. Learning to let go does not mean becoming an unfeeling robot or ceasing to love and appreciate the world. It means learning to sincerely enjoy the moment without attempting to possess it, the ability to be fully here and now without demanding eternal guarantees from the universe. Love, when cleansed of attachment, does not attempt to cage a person or control their every step. It is rooted in a total acceptance of their freedom. When we relax our grip and stop clinging, we discover a level of freedom we never dared dream of before. You suddenly realize that you can enjoy the present 100% without the paralyzing fear of losing it, walking through life lightly, having shed the heavy anxiety that everything must remain unchanged. True peace arrives when you let go of what is physically impossible to hold. Embracing the fluid nature of life instantly dissolves mental pain and opens the door to true self-realization. The wisdom of acceptance, how to move within the flow of life. Let us be honest, reality rarely consults our plans. From childhood, we are programmed for fierce struggle. Push through to your goals, break down walls, and resist whenever things do not go according to your script. But very few teach us the most vital art of all, the art of acceptance. Yet, in Buddhism, the ability to accept life in its rawest form, without unnecessary drama and resistance, is the ultimate key to inner peace. Let us clarify immediately. Acceptance is not weakness, it is not the stance of a passive victim, and it is certainly not a surrender to hardships. Acceptance is a state of maximum mental clarity, where you see reality exactly as it is, free from illusions, judgment, and unnecessary aggression. It is the ability to quiet the internal controller that perpetually demands things be different, and to finally acknowledge the world exactly where it stands. Most often, we do not suffer from the problem itself, but from the intensity of our resistance to it. If plans fall apart, we spiral into deep frustration. If people do not behave as we expect, we fall into anger. If everything changes, we frantically try to hold on to the past. But the truth is, life does not require our approval, it simply moves forward. Your resistance generates only pain, whereas acceptance allows you to navigate the current effectively. Buddhist wisdom tells us that every event in your life is the result of a massive web of causes and conditions. Coincidences do not exist. And even if you cannot immediately trace the cause and effect relationship, every experience carries a powerful lesson. Instead of warring with the inevitable, ask yourself, what is this situation trying to teach me? A Zen master often shared a profound parable about a farmer and his horse. One day, the horse ran away. All the neighbors rushed over to offer their condolences, crying out about what a terrible misfortune it was. The farmer merely shrugged and replied, "Who knows what is good and what is bad?" A few days later, the horse returned, bringing an entire herd of wild mustangs with it. The neighbors began to celebrate his incredible luck, but the farmer quietly said once more, "Who knows what is good and what is bad?" Soon after, his son attempted to ride one of the wild horses, was thrown off, and broke his leg. The neighbors again began their lamentations about the curse and misfortune, but the old man offered the same response, "Who knows what is good and what is bad?" A week later, the army arrived in the village to conscript all the young men for a brutal war, but they left the farmer's son behind because of his broken leg. Do you see the deeper meaning? What appeared to be a catastrophe in the moment ultimately saved a life. And what looked like a grand success could have turned into a tragedy. Life is a dynamic flow, and the grand design can only be seen from a great distance. Accepting reality does not mean sitting idly by when action is required. If a situation causes you pain and you can physically fix it, go and fix it. But if it occurred entirely outside your will and you are powerless to change it, further struggle will only burn out your spirit. Ultimate wisdom lies precisely in clearly distinguishing the things you can change from the things you must simply accept. This skill is profoundly cultivated through meditation and the practice of mindfulness. In meditation, we learn to simply observe our thoughts without trying to judge or alter them. You begin to understand that emotions are merely clouds. They arrive and they drift away. Over time, this experience helps you meet any life storm with Olympian calm. One of the most serious challenges for any of us is learning to accept other people exactly as they are. We pour tons of our energy into trying to reshape those around us, wishing they were gentler, wanting them to think like us, or demanding they act according to our template. But every person is an autonomous universe with their own pace of development and their own lessons. The moment you turn off the dictator mode and accept your loved ones with all their virtues and flaws, your relationships instantly elevate to a level of absolute harmony. Again, acceptance is not synonymous with blind forgiveness. If someone actively violates your boundaries, you do not have to tolerate it. But you can accept the fact that this person is exactly who they are, stop expecting miracles from them, and peacefully establish firm mental boundaries for your own peace of mind. Instead of waging war on reality, you simply choose your strategy of behavior, and perhaps most importantly, learn to accept yourself. We are often our own most merciless executioners, punishing ourselves for failures or wishing we were someone else. But self-compassion is the foundation of mental health. Accepting yourself does not mean abandoning growth. It means ending the internal civil war and treating yourself with ultimate support. Change is inevitable. On your path, you are guaranteed to encounter loss, failure, and disappointment. But just as surely, you will meet love, discover new opportunities, and experience periods of magnificent breakthrough. Life is a perfect balance of darkness and light. When you learn to meet both with equal equanimity, you will find a peace that is completely independent of external factors. Acceptance frees you from the exhausting labor of perpetual resistance. It allows you to shed the heavy armor of endless struggle and greet every moment with sincere gratitude. When you stop fighting the world, you finally realize that happiness does not consist of keeping the entire planet under control, but in the art of beautifully surfing the very waves life sends your way. Every day offers a chance to practice this. Begin with small things. Peacefully accept a long traffic jam. Accept the rain that ruined your plans. Accept that the people around you have their own timelines and their own states of mind. Over time, this habit will prepare your psyche to meet tectonic shifts in life with absolute calm and wisdom. True freedom is not when you have rebuilt the entire world to suit you, but when you have learned to flow beautifully with it. Acceptance grants this freedom, filling your life with lightness, confidence, and a profound inner zen. Hidden lessons. How to find profound meaning in any crisis. Throughout our lives, we regularly face problems that at first glance seem completely meaningless. Heavy losses, financial ruin, illness, or painful conflicts. Situations that literally shatter the familiar structure of life. But the truth is, a powerful evolutionary lesson is embedded within every failure, even if you cannot see it while in the epicenter of the storm. The standard reaction of our psyche to an unexpected crisis is anger, resentment, or despair. But if you step into the role of an outside observer, you will discover that even in the darkest times, a beacon of hidden knowledge always burns within the situation. There are no meaningless events in life, provided you know how to convert your suffering into pure wisdom. One of the foundational principles of Buddhism is the total interconnectedness of everything in our universe. Nothing exists in isolation. Every event is the result of a massive number of hidden factors. And very often, what we perceive as an insurmountable wall in the moment turns out to be a necessary stepping stone for our leap upward. What wounds you today may very well be clearing the path for something magnificent tomorrow. In the Buddhist tradition, there is a profound metaphor about a disciple who watched a tiny caterpillar struggling desperately to break free from its cocoon. Out of pity, the young man decided to help. He carefully slit the cocoon with his own hands, but the butterfly that emerged was never able to fly. Its wings remained weak and underdeveloped because the heavy, exhausting effort required to break through the cocoon was exactly what was meant to pump life and strength into its wings. In the exact same way, our life crises help us develop those inner qualities and fortitudes without which we simply cannot move forward. Suffering can become your finest mentor. If you are willing to listen to it closely, it mercilessly forces us to look inside ourselves, ask uncomfortable questions, and grow. It illuminates our vulnerable areas and grants a unique opportunity to turn them into zones of absolute strength. Any crisis presents you with a choice. Remain a victim in the puddle of your own pain, or use that pain as high-octane fuel for personal transformation. We are rarely granted exactly what we passionately desire, but we are always given precisely what we urgently need for the evolution of our spirit. A difficult breakup can finally teach you emotional independence. A business failure can reveal that you have hit a dead end and it is time to radically alter your course. Health issues can serve as a firm reminder to attend to your body and mind. Nothing happens in vain if your mind is open to the lesson. Often, the true design of the universe becomes clear only years later. What once seemed like the ruin of your entire life turns out, in hindsight, to be the best thing that ever happened, opening up incredible horizons before you. The main thing is not to get stuck in a state of eternal complaint and despair, but to sincerely believe that there is a compelling reason for every trial, even if you are currently in a state of shock. Buddhism teaches us to view absolutely any experience as a training ground for growth. Instead of cursing the storm, ask yourself, what is this teaching me? Is it showing me that I need to develop patience? Is it helping me let go of control? Or is it preparing me for something truly monumental? Our brains are evolutionarily wired to avoid pain. We want to numb it or move past it as quickly as possible. But if you meet pain with full awareness and an open heart, it acquires a colossal, transformative power. It works like a sacred fire that burns away all the unnecessary clutter, exposing your true, golden core. When we feel pain, it is a clear system signal. There is an area within that urgently needs work. If you are deeply stung by the criticism of others, it is an excellent opportunity to finally build a healthy self-esteem that is independent of outside opinions. If a loss knocks the ground from beneath your feet, perhaps it is time to learn to let go with love rather than resentment. Any intense emotion is a marker of the part of your personality that demands understanding and healing. Accepting the blows of fate does not mean surrendering. It means recognizing these hardships as your strict but highly effective teachers. You can perceive any obstacle on your path either as a curse or as a powerful vehicle for growth. Your choice of interpretation entirely determines your reality. There is a powerful practice. Write down the darkest and heaviest moments of your life on a piece of paper and objectively analyze what skills you gained from them. You will quickly discover that it was precisely because of those storms that you became an incredibly resilient, wise, and understanding person. Even the most tragic events take on a higher meaning when viewed through the lens of learning. When you trust this world and know that everything has a cause, you meet any challenge with a clear mind. Instead of the childish question, "Why me?" you adopt the position of a leader. What is this given to me for? This simple shift of the mental switch fundamentally alters your relationship with suffering and allows you to evolve rather than drown in self-pity. Yes, life's lessons can be painful, but their value is boundless. Every experience prepares you for something far more grand. When you rewire your brain and begin to see opportunities in problems, fear vanishes. You begin to accept challenges as a natural part of your spiritual upgrade. Coincidences do not exist. Every crisis is a doorway to a new level of awareness, and all you need is the courage to walk through it. The practice of mindfulness, learning the art of living in the here and now. Our mind is an eternal nomad, forever wandering between the past and the future. We are either regretfully chewing over what has already gone, or anxiously modeling what does not yet exist with heightened expectations. We are catastrophically rarely 100% engaged in the only real moment of time, our now. The Buddhist concept of mindfulness teaches us to drop our anchor firmly in the present, living every single second at maximum mental capacity, undisturbed by the white noise of the world. When your head is crowded with thoughts of the past, you simply exhaust yourself. You reopen old wounds and cling to ghosts that no longer exist in reality. When you replay future scenarios in your head, you create tons of illusory fears that will most likely never manifest, yet you burn through your resources right now. Understand this. The present is the only authentic dimension. It is the single point in space where you can actually act, feel, and live this life to the absolute fullest. Mindfulness is not some esoteric meditation meant exclusively for the cushion. It is a concrete lifestyle. It means being totally involved in the micro-action you are performing at this very moment, turning off the autopilot mode. To eat mindfully is to savor every single bite, to truly taste it, rather than inhaling your lunch at supersonic speed while scrolling through a newsfeed. To sincerely listen to a companion is to fully immerse yourself in their words, rather than polishing an intelligent response in your head while they speak. To walk mindfully is to feel your every step, the contact of your feet with the earth, the movement of the wind on your skin, instead of letting your thoughts drift through work tasks. Let us be completely honest. Most of us live in a state of permanent attention deficit. We check notifications on our smartphones during a live conversation, think about deadlines at the family dinner table, and rotate anxieties during our rest. Physically, our body is in one spot, but mentally, we are billions of light years away. This internal misalignment completely erases the joy of living and drives us into severe stress. Mindfulness returns to us the ability to be present in our own lives. In Buddhism, there is an excellent comparison. Our mind is like a wild, restless monkey, leaping endlessly from branch to branch, flying from one thought to another. And meditation is the only effective way to tame this monkey, to quiet it, and to force it to focus on the moment. At first, this will seem incredibly difficult, but over time, you will learn to clearly track your parasite thoughts and will be able to guide your attention by your own willpower. The simplest training tool for a start is focusing on the breath. Simply observe the air entering your lungs and leaving them, without attempting to force the process. The moment you catch your thoughts drifting off to plan future tasks peacefully, without anger, return your focus to your breath. The essence of mindfulness is not to completely shut down your brain and destroy all thoughts. The essence is to learn to simply observe them from the side, without getting entangled in their scripts. Imagine that your mind is a vast, clear sky, and your passing thoughts are merely clouds drifting by. You do not need to catch them with your hands, try to disperse them, or build castles out of them. You simply acknowledge them with your gaze, and allow them to drift past the horizon. When you begin to live on this wavelength, you suddenly realize that 99% of your daily anxieties are absolute illusions. You see clearly that suffering is born only when you get stuck in memories of the past or in panic over the future. But when you are firmly grounded in the current second, a total peace reigns within, completely unattached to the external world. Moreover, mindfulness enhances your ability to deliver a measured response instead of a primitive, impulsive reaction. Usually, we act automatically. A flash of anger or fear erupts, and we instantly project that toxin outward. But when you are mindful, a precious micropause appears between the stimulus and your action, a space where you can coolly choose exactly how you wish to respond to the situation. Instead of exploding like a powder keg, you act from a point of absolute stillness and clarity. In Buddhism, they love to say that every moment is your chance for awakening. You do not need to buy a ticket to a monastery in Tibet or wait for a special sign to begin practicing. You can do it within any routine. When you wash the dishes, drink your morning coffee, or listen to the rustle of leaves in a park. Life unfolds right now, and every moment is priceless if you know how to truly read it. Millions of people chase happiness as if it were the final destination of a quest somewhere in a foggy future. Once I make 1 million, close all my liabilities, then I will truly live. But the trick is, happiness does not exist in the future. It lies exclusively in the plane of how you live your current day. If you do not learn to appreciate the moment now, you will spend the rest of your days chasing a horizon line that can never be caught. Mindfulness illuminates the beauty in the simplest everyday things. It allows you to notice wonderful micro details that we usually fly past on autopilot. It connects you with the very essence of your existence on a profound level. This will not rid you of life's problems, but it will grant you a titanic mental resilience to solve those problems without unnecessary mental drama. Begin small. When you wake up in the morning, take a few deep, conscious breaths before diving into your phone. Listen to your loved ones without being distracted by your own thoughts. Accept this world with a sense of sincere gratitude. Gradually, this practice will turn into a powerful habit that will completely reshape your perception of reality. Mindfulness is not an abstract philosophy for ascetics. It is a highly practical, applied tool for finding deep tranquility amidst absolute life chaos. Day after day, it reminds us, your life is neither in the past nor in the future. It is here. It is now. And when you finally learn to live in this point, you will realize that happiness does not need to be chased. It can be taken and deeply felt at this very second. But let us be completely honest. Watching this video is a wonderful first step, but your mind is still that very same restless monkey. An hour from now, it may begin to wander and worry all over again. For ancient wisdom to truly transform your life, it must be woven into a daily habit. This is precisely why we created the interactive platform, Worldview. Right now, you can click the link in the description below and take a short 2-minute assessment. It is absolutely free. The app will analyze your current state, your anxiety levels, sleep quality, and emotional burnout, and tailor a personalized practice plan specifically for your situation. You'll find everything there, from quick 5-minute audio sessions for focus and attention control, to deep courses on finding meaning and purpose. Stop being a hostage to mental chaos. The link to Worldview is waiting for you below. Click through, take the free assessment, and take your first step toward your true inner Zen today.